So now we are moving to the closing session with some reflections. So taking this opportunity, I would like to ask Dr. Junichi Fujino, Program Director of the Integrated Sustainability Center of IGES, to share his reflection on the sessions. And then he is also the acting chair of the Evaluation Committee of the Decarbonization Leading Areas, which is initiative of Japanese government. So Junichi-san, floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Kataoka-san, for your kind invitation. And then now I know that we have a very excellent interpreter. So then may I allow me to may I speak in Japanese for for myself and then for the speakers, or the audience in Japan. 本当に今回特に EU の皆様長いこの
Well, thank you very much for the all who are participating, and with the EU we have been having a long collaboration, and thank you very much for your support with Focus on City, and thank you once again also for this opportunity, and also the City of Yokohama and Ministry of Environment. Thank you very much for your support as well. And also we had the presentation today with regards to participatory local climate policy making and implementation, and also we talked hard about climate finance at local levels. And I'm aware, once again, that the implementation is now needed, and many of the participants, I believe, are the ones who are struggling for the implementation. And EU and Japan, I believe, has commonality. Compared to other regions, EU and Japan share same issues. And I think that those two areas that we talked about today are where the EU and Japan have similar challenges, especially. And in the last session, we heard from a financial institution from Europe and also from Japan. And there are many regional banks as well participating. And also we heard from a company, like a paper company. And so with many different players, how can we move toward a decarbonization in a concrete manner while benefiting local communities? That is a very important topic, and we actually discussed that today. And the different players, like financial institutions in the EU, in Japan, just how can we provide support to the local initiatives? In the EU, like Austria or Germany has an energy agency, not limited to those two countries, but there are such a scheme at the different levels. And the experts are involved in those organizations, and area-wide initiatives are being done, and similar projects are also done under Ministry of Environment in Japan as well. So how in future can we come up with the mechanism scheme to support the local activities with involvement of experts? We need to come up with those mechanisms while learning from EU's efforts. And second point, those concrete initiatives are to be needed even more going forward in different regions as well. Yesterday, there was a presentation from Ministry of Environment. Currently, there are about 70 of the decarbonization leading area. Ultimately, there will be 100 of them. And specifically, there will be a carbon neutrality in the 100 DLAs in 2030. And in Japan, there are 100 municipalities having been selected. And India also is working under a similar scheme, selecting 100 municipalities. So I believe that the exchange amongst players under those schemes or under those relevant administration are having exchange of a committee, and that's been effective. And I've been involved in the COP processes, and I think I'll be visiting COP21 venue, Baku as well. And I think it will be very important to communicate the examples of those leading communities globally. And I think we can do it in future in a more bigger way. Third point. Today we discussed how we can support SMEs. For SMEs or like small municipalities, while they understand the significance of the decarbonization effort, they lack resources. So how can we support them is going to be important. Benefiting local communities or giving consideration to the health of the people or the local community is also important. So how can we tackle the other issues together while we work on decarbonization would be important in providing incentive for those smaller players to get involved. And to that end, we hope to be able to share examples between Japan and EU. IPCC is now working on preparing a special report on cities. And the under United Nations, Triple C or the other organizations are now working on synergy meeting for the SDGs, and IGES is also participating in the initiatives. And so global report was publicized last September, and I believe this is going to be a annual report. Currently, the second edition is being prepared, and city is one of the topic. And so I believe that the our collaboration is producing the results which is to be helpful toward the decarbonization, and I hope that our activities is to be a flagship projects amongst all those different initiatives that are happening globally. And I once again like to express my appreciation to everybody involved today.
So my hope is that we can create a good structure and put a good structure in place. And of course, each activity is important, but how to scale all these activities up to create a larger movement, that is the important question. I'd like to keep working with you. Thank you very much for this precious opportunity today.
Thank you very much, Fujino-san, for your very excellent, the reflections and also some suggestions, the future actions. And then, I think the lots of the important keywords is coming up, like synergies with other areas, especially the SDGs. And then yesterday, we had a discussion, and then also the mayors and the vice mayors, make a presentation, and their presentation covers not only the zero carbon, but also circular economy or any well-beings others. So I think the synergy is a very good keywords for future actions. Also the many multi-level governance actions and the partnership. And then also, mutual learning, further mutual learning on more concrete solutions is important. So thank you very much, Fujino-san, again. Okay, so we are a little bit earlier, but I would like to conclude, this events. So we hope this event contribute to the knowledge sharing between cities and other stakeholders who are working for local decarbonization. And then we also, hope that not only for the information exchange, but also more concrete collaboration actions between the EU and Japan will be facilitated to move forward our common goals of carbon neutrality. So for all participants, all speakers, and also all moderators, thank you very much for your contributions. And also thank you very much for the EU delegation to Japan, and also the Yokohama City and the Ministry of Environment for your kind support and collaborations. And then, so thank you very much, everybody. So before we close this session, I would like to ask the favor of all of you in the audience. When this session concludes, it will be presented of a survey. So your feedback is very important for us to improve further sessions. So please take a moment to fill it out. So having said that, thank you very much for your cooperation. And then thank you very much for joining this event. Thank you so much.